So, all that set up for our next comic. She's probably been making me laugh since I was born, because she's my mom. It's her first time ever doing an open mic night. Let's give a big round of applause for Jody Gray.
Okay. Does anybody here know me personally? If so, raise your hand. And I expect you guys to laugh a little harder. Okay.
Alright,
So,
do that.
they had said that they're up here perfecting their craft. I'm up here because I lost a bet. So, has anybody else out here lost a bet and had to do every night? All right, so yeah, that's just me. So, all right, you can tell what kind of old school family you were raised in based on the discipline that you received as a child. Like when I was a kid, if I didn't eat my vegetables, I got smacked in the hand with a wooden spoon. If I stuck my tongue out, I'd get a stick pin in the end of my tongue. If I said the word fuck, I got beat by a hairbrush. So when I accidentally cut my cousin's finger off with an axe, I got nothing. So 48 years later, I am still waiting for that shoe to dry. And I am using visual aids because I have not memorized all I have a mom to 4 kids, and when they were little, sometimes I would just need a little time to myself. So I would go into the bathroom and hide, cry, or maybe even eat a little chocolate that I didn't want to share with them. Well, it did not take long for them to realize where I was. And I would hear them, all 4 of them on the other side, with little maniacal laughs. And then all of a sudden, I would see this butter knife going up and down the crack of the door. They realized that if they did that, they could pop the lock and open up the door. Well, at this point in time, my son was going by Johnny. I watched The Shining. I know how that movie ends. Sorry, I got my page. Okay, so since the kids knew where to find me, I kind of had to find a new outlet, and it ended up being Tetris. Nobody tells you when you start playing Tetris, that is the gateway to drugs. Yep, I became addicted to pills. I was playing Dr. Mario. I knew it was a problem when the kids' friends would come over and they would go home and tell their parents, yeah, they didn't give us any food there because she was too busy popping pills. So I was able to kick my Dr. Mario addiction because I stumbled upon Facebook's Farmville. Okay, I'm sure everybody's heard of that. It kept me busy for a while, and then it hit me. You know, I can optimize my crop rotation if I put all my data in a spreadsheet. Yeah. If you know me, that makes sense, because it was just an excuse for me to use a spreadsheet. Okay, so here it says, left blank, insert here. So I'm not too sure if I'm supposed to insert an if-then function, a VLOOKUP, or a pivot table. So if you excel at spreadsheets, you know. And I will say my husband does not know what this joke is. So obviously I do like to stay organized, which makes it really easy for my husband to buy me gifts. If you buy me the Rubbermaid food organizers or a 3-ring binder, but right now I have my eye on a really nice new file cabinet, that'll keep me good. So recently we went to Ohio and visited one of our sons, and he took us to this most amazing store. It's called the Container Store. It is literally a container that sells containers, and some of those containers have containers inside of them. You've got containers that sit next to each other, some that sit on top of each other, and some are even inside of each other. It is like the Kama Sutra of containers. It was the most amazing store I've ever been to, and I have never been more aroused. Of course, my son had never been more embarrassed. Oh, we're in Okay, all right, so anyway, I messed that up, but, okay, so I was gonna say, clean up on aisle me, if you know what I mean. Pretend that worked. Okay, so even though I do like to have things fit in so even though I do like to have things fit in a nice little container, sometimes I like to think outside the box and get a little crazy. And I think that's something that does run in the family, because when my mom was younger, she would get kicked out of restaurants, hotels, she even got kicked out of Disney World. So now, when my husband and I travel, when we go to Vegas, our goal is, how can we get kicked out of Vegas? So that's our goal. We want to see what Vegas limits are. And I will tell you, it is not riding the Pegasus in the middle of Caesar Palace fountain, because we've done that. So when we come back to the Midwest, in this sleepy little town, I managed to get kicked out of a bar twice, and it was by my son. Apparently, they do not like it when you try and steal a table. And there's a typo on here, so forgive me on that one. Well, I would like to thank my son for bringing me to his Bring Your Mom to Work Day. And for putting me in this really awkward position. I did lose a bet, that's why I'm here. I was supposed to lose a certain amount of weight. I've actually gained weight since we did the bet. But he got his very first paid gig for being a comic, so very, very proud. So even though I'm proud of him, I am a little concerned that if he ever becomes famous, he's going to be known for shitting the bed, having sex, and for having a spicy butthole. And just so you know, I'm not a complete monster. Anytime the kids' friends came over, I did feed them.